probably the most common drill you're gonna see in Filipino martial arts, called the sombrado drill. Sombrado means mirroring, okay? So real quick, he fires at me, I'm gonna call that a 1. Here, this is a 2. He comes to me, that's a 3. This is a 4, this is a 5. Now we reverse roles, hence the mirror. He does the 1, I do the 2, he does the 3, I do the 4, he does the 5. Okay, so these are all your base understandings of the drill. I'm gonna walk you into a little bit more detail because, as you guys know, I'm a self-defense guy. Footwork is number 1. Footwork is number 1. So if we take a look, he fires, I'm stepping off the line. Why is that so important? Because if I just rely on my block to do the job, it's okay, but footwork and cutting angles is even better. It's called fight IQ. Angle cutting, distance management, timing, and transitions. So when he steps, I'm cutting the angle and moving in. It's at this point here I can grab and I just start hitting. We're gonna do disarms in a bit. Next part is as I go to fire at him, I let go, he's going to block it. This opens up a low line feed. I force myself to step back and clear out of the way. I step back in with the thrust. He comes in, I V-step and bring my feet back together. Watch Eric's feet now. He steps out and cuts the angle. He goes to attack me. I block it. I go to feed low. He steps back to get away. He steps in. I turn. Ideally, he'd step in with the lead leg there. Yeah, so if he steps back again, freeze, step back, come here, step back, and then step forward. There it is. That's a huge thing that a lot of students do is they just kind of jump out of the way, but you're gonna actually move your center more if that leg goes back. So one more time here, 1, 2, he steps back. Now when he thrusts, see how much more power there is? I'm working on my pivot, so I'm turning, getting out of the way of that. Here he V-steps, so he cuts the angle and he's coming out. There's your base drill. That's what you want to be good at. That's what you want to play with. If you first start learning, don't worry about the left hand. This is what that looks like. I'm blocking and attacking. He's blocking and attacking. Block and attack. Block and counter. Block and counter. Block. Notice no left hand being used by me. Eric's trading kicked in. It's all good, right? That's why we trade it. Slow-mo. As I go to block, my hand may or may not find this. My goal is to be able to touch it, but I don't want to just hit my partner. So as I go to swing, I let go. That teaches him to be able to get to that position. Again, if he held on to this, he could disarm me. We'll get there. He fires at me. I'm looking to clear that out of the way and fire this. I fire back on him. He's going to block there, I can touch there, but he could be touching there as well. That's something that Eric should be training at home. He goes to fire at me, I'm finding that hand and coming back. So let's get to the fun part, because everybody loves disarms. I absolutely love them. Time and a place we're gonna talk about at the end of the video. So slow-mo, he comes in. I'm stepping here, I've shown control. A little tip and a trick for you guys, don't look for the stick, shoot past the stick, so if he retracts the stick, I can then grab it, okay? But all of this is taking place in a lot of things. So you're patting your head, rubbing your belly, and stroking your hard stick. So he comes in. Here, I go to attack. I always want to threaten them because the more that he feels threatened, the better my chances are getting the disarm. This is where this hand position can do a lot of things. In Balintawak, we could just turn this, whack, and hit. Right? So I'm using my strength like an uppercut. I can come to here, hit this. I can drive this guy down, hit this, smash him. Lots of different ways to get it. But the concept I want you guys to get with it is attack them and simultaneously disarm. Don't go like this and try to get the disarm because he's not threatened. He has to feel threatened. So here he feels threatened. Now I can do something to make that work. If you train in Filipino martial arts, add in your own disarms. I don't care. I train in 3 different systems because they all have a time and place. I'm gonna keep doing the disarms, so we're gonna switch roles. So now I attack Eric, he blocks it, he comes to me. So now I have my block from here. My left hand should be shooting over top. There's so many disarms here, let's have fun with a whole bunch of them. I hold on to this, my stick passes, my hand passes to the end. I'm gonna abanico or fanning strike his hand. It's probably, he's so nice, right? I hit his arm, see all the redness from earlier today? He's like, I don't wanna hold on anymore. I don't wanna hold on, okay? So I hit it, okay? If he lets go, fantastic. Hey, look, I could do my Sinawali, it's fantastic, okay? If I'm here though, and it doesn't disarm, it makes it strong, This arm is gonna lift up, this one is gonna push down. So it's like I'm gunting or scissoring, that's gonna pop that open, and again, I go into my Sinawali, okay? It really depends on where your arms are. Maybe my arm reaches into here instead, and I can yank that off. There's a little bit more blind walk for you. So here, pass, arm comes to the inside, and wrap and come over. Notice though, that's a little bit more cumbersome. It's not bad, right? It's just maybe what you're not used to of getting that used, or getting your arm used to being there. Okay. There's also, I can come here, block it, and now I've messed that up. So I come to here, my knuckles can touch, and I can just strip and pull it away. If I'm here, I can just elbow that and then come back. But if you guys see, what we have to train first is, I need to block. It's so important that I'm training concepts for self-defense while I'm doing all my drills. Next one, he comes in, I'm here, low line, no, low line. I step out and I get back. Remember the concept, thrust and make him feel threatened. If I just went for a disarm here, he's gonna see it come and he's gonna be able to counter it. So I step out of the way, I thrust, then I come under, I turn, and I'm able to clear it. One more time, block, counter, block, step out of the way. Footwork number one. Step in to create the thrust. Try not to thrust on this side of the body, it's gonna feel weird. Try to thrust to here so maybe it deflects and comes in, or it gets caught on a shirt, whatever, right? Just don't go straight for this. I can also go for the face and then go underneath. So this is my first snaking disarm, or a version of it. My arm goes under, I pull this in, I clear that out, and I smack. Notice, like, here, I'll show you quick, is I'm not heavily focused on what his stick does. I don't want to be fixated on grabbing his stick. When I'm here, when I'm here doing this one, I can grab his stick. But when we're here in this motion and this comes down, I'm just worried about how do I hit this guy, right? So I'm training the concept of, yes, the stick was taken away, fantastic for me, but I'm still focused on the person that's behind the stick. Next one's a little bit hard to train. We're gonna switch sides. So I'm here, I attack this way, perfect. We're here, freeze right here. This is the toughest one because you are at largo range or long range. Now you gotta move in. So I'm doing what's called a rolling shield, reverse rolling shield block. My left hand's gonna shoot over. This is where my training Hapkido has helped me a lot because I'm shooting to grab this. This is actually also how I do my knife, bar and catch techniques. We can see a lot in this drill. My stick comes over, I'm holding this, and this is peeling this back and shooting that out of the way. That is not easy to train. This is probably the hardest disarm of the 5 you're learning. So 1, 2, 3, boom, I pivot, footwork. Pivoting is footwork. I grab, boom, fire. You can launch this thing. You can have lots and lots of fun with it, right? But it's really just feeling here, turning, blocking, grabbing this. Now, again, it's that push-pull. I'm lifting up and pushing down. The only martial art, FMA martial art that I've trained where I was really good at that, actually Blintwalk. And Blintwalk really showed me against a strong, strong grip, the disarm actually becomes easier because I'm learning about more pressure. Sorry, bro. He's got a bad wrist today, okay? So there's disarm number 4. Disarm number 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. See, I'm about to get hit. Holy cow, I'm glad I trusted him there, okay? What is gonna save me? If he holds his stick still, my V-step is what is going to save me. Look, it has now missed me. That's probably the number one thing I don't see people do, again, is we see this, and then we see an abanico that goes over there, and I can do some shit-ass rooftop block that isn't actually helping me train. Footwork every freaking day, guys, every day. So, footwork for me, pivoting for him. See, he didn't pivot. If I was his instructor, I would say, pivot on that shit. Thank you, good. He comes back, footwork for me. I step in, hey, he's pivoting now. Very good, just need to get angry at him. He comes at me, I'm stepping out of the way. Okay, so my V step from here steps in and out. I'm making the shape of a V. My arm comes back into a rooftop block. From here, I'm finishing him, right? That's why I'm holding on to this. So I go from my rooftop into my angle 2 strike. Now that maybe hurts him a little bit. Remember, distracting him, arm comes underneath. Wait, we've seen that disarm before, and it works fantastic. There's a lot of funky ones you can do. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I come to here. It might just be hitting, right? And just taking away the computer that's doing all the work. We don't want to get overcomplicated with these things. I can be here, 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 and come in and just start punching and striking, right? And then depending where his stick ends up, if he cuts through, maybe I get another disarm, and I can do lots of different things. So, all these look cool. They're fun to train. They look awesome on camera, especially with the Budo brothers behind it. But now, self-defense. My main focus for training martial arts is so that I can protect myself, because I was bullied as a kid, but also so I can protect my family. So let's take a look what's happening. He fires, angle cut. I'm getting out of the way. Do you guys see why that footwork is so important? He comes in, and now maybe I'm blocking. Okay, this is now where here I don't have a stick, but see, I'm snaking. So my arm is coming around. When you see Filipino martial arts sparring tournaments where they're clashing in and clashing at each other, the snake is the #1 disarm, because fights end up getting here every time. Every time. It's rare you see fights being finished with hands. It happens, I'm not saying it doesn't, but typically what happens is we need to crash in and do something. Maybe I go to the face, maybe I get something, but this kind of wrapping technique or this snaking technique we see a lot. So with my training from my sombrado drills, I wrap in, I clear. Again, I'm not looking for the stick. It's time to start smashing, right? Because he's a threat. I can block and then throw a hook punch, but he has a stick. He's gonna smash me, guys. He's gonna smash me. Don't take that exchange any day, okay? So that's why it's crashing in and then wrapping. So your #1 feeds are what I'm just gonna call forehand strikes, or angle 1s, angle 5s, angle 7s, whatever your system calls it. Forehand strikes. Then we have backhand strikes. Backhand comes, I V-step, cutting that angle, right? Notice how I'm getting away from the tip. The tip of the stick is what's gonna cause most damage to me. So if I'm here and I back up, oh, that's gonna hurt. I'm here and I step, okay, now let's get our hands up. I put my hands up, hey, where am I? Now I'm back to my disarm where I can come around and start doing a little bit more damage. There's a lot of disarms you can do. There's a lot of things you can do with Filipino martial arts. I absolutely love it. But when I'm coming into my training, I'm making sure I'm following my fight IQ, okay? And fight IQ to me is self-defense. Angle cutting, distance management, timing, transitions. While you're training this, make sure you understand that. So you're prioritizing your angle cutting, and then you should be able to do all your drills without a stick, and now you're actually training for self-defense, because if I have a stick and he has a stick, we're fighting. If I don't have a stick and I can't run, which I should, but I can't run because I got to protect my family, now I'm training my martial arts and training my self-defense. Stay safe.